Black Panther, if Killmonger was born in Baltimore and never found Wakanda. I heard his heartbeat sounded like a war drum. Sounded like a club mixed for a tribal dance. An A-yer echoed out of an ancient memory. Baltimore raised him, but Wakanda couldn't save him. A sandcoat for bird and a raven, shadow boxing at the intersection of Lock Raven. I seen him over west one day, looking for a used day pass, sipping a half and half filled with his own regrets. They say he was half real nigga and half hotep, a little extra swag and a dagger in his step. So he named his 22 M'Baku and made him bark at the block. Wasa, wasa, every time white cops showed up talking that nonsense. Nigga what? Because the marks on his chest weren't for the kills that he got, but his survival in his flesh was a memorial for every one of his close friends who had been shot. In the comic books, his mother is a bit of a mystery. In Baltimore, the vibranium she injected into her veins eventually made her a memory. And after his dad's death, he got lost in foster care. Seemed like nobody in this community cared or even batted a tearful eye. Funny how Wakanda feels a lot like America sometimes. Syndrome of what happens when the power of the people gets stripped away. So he lived with death at his side, looked the reaper in his eyes, and told him all that challenge shit was over with, holding a revolution in one hand and the throat of a black woman in the other. However, had his community served as his heart-shaped herb, who knows what might have occurred. Maybe he could have learned to do more with his words or make safe the streets, use youth as a resource, led us into a beautiful struggle instead of being the cause of it. Maybe he could have ceased the fire and made murder shots sacred with the tears. Maybe he could have saved the dope boy from dying, even if the only life that he saved was his. And if I'm being honest, the character reminds me not of a Killmonger, but more so Wallace from The Wire or Oscar in Oakland. Less victim-made villain and more so black boy made broken. There was an African proverb that states, if a child isn't initiated into the village, that child will return and burn the village just to feel its warmth. But what happens when the village is the very thing that makes you burn? This is the point in the poem where the character of Eric stopped being fictional for me, when all I can see is another Freddie or Tyrone, an unidentified name on a homicide list. What if in the midst of trying to find home inside some ancient mystical myth, he found out he had actually already been in Wakanda the entire time to begin with? My favorite part of the movie wasn't any of the cinematic heroics, but the moment when T'Challa started talking about bringing black resources to black people with black problems. What if all it took to make Wakanda forever was for us to make Wakanda together? But that's the type of talk that turns killmongers into killed martyrs. Drowning in an Atlantic-sized ocean of his own blood and regrets. Their ancestors with their arms stretched, wondering if we'll ever see the sunset. Yes.